Good morning, all of you. We will continue with the Civics chapter, Electoral Politics. Now, we have already finished the chapter and we have understood it also. And so, if you remember, we talked about that why we need elections, and we also had a look at the basic conditions which make any election a democratic election. Then we also had a look at some of the demerits of electoral competition, and we saw that though our constitution framers, they knew the demerits of this open electoral system, but still they opted for it. Why? Because they knew that in the long run this process is beneficial. So we had a look at that also, and then we had a look at our system of elections, the system of elections that we follow in our country. And so we did step by step each step of the election process, from the marking of the constituency, then making marking of the reserve constituency also under that, then voters list, then nomination of candidates, election campaign, and then finally the polling of votes, the casting of votes, and the counting of votes. So we had done the entire process, and then we just simply wanted to check that whether the system of elections that we have in our country, can we call them free and fair, can we call them democratic or not. And so we again had a look at some of the things which make which according to them we can say that yes, the elections which are conducted in our country are free and fair or not. So we had a look at the election commission in India, and among popular participation, we saw that still people are so much interested in election and election related activities in our country. The voter turnout is also good, and so many people participate in the elections. Common people, they give a lot of importance to the election because they think that their vote, it matters a lot. And but later on, when we try to ask deeper questions, then we realize that yes, there are certain challenges, and certain challenges to our whole election process. And so we had a look at that also, and the challenges that we face to free and fair elections in our country. And so that was the chapter that we did. And now let's try to mark the question answers. Okay, are you ready?
Ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
Okay, first,
Yes, ma'am.
what are by elections? What do you think? What are by elections? Small ones we will discuss, and the big ones I'll let you know. Okay, tell.
Ma'am,
Yes,
the
sir.
elections held to elections. Ma'am, the elections held to fill the constituency which is created because of the death of the MLA or because of his resignation.
Okay, so that is just to fill the vacancy which has been created. Now it could be that the minister may have resigned or he may have died also. Now just to fill a vacancy in one constituency or one two constituency, those are called as by elections. What are general elections? What are general elections?
Ma'am, elections held for all the constituencies at the same time.
Okay, so elections which are held for all the constituencies at the same time, on the same day, or within a matter of few days. Now that can be for assembly elections also, where the whole state goes for election, or for Lok Sabha elections where the whole country it goes for polls. So those are called as general elections. All right. Then what is a ballot paper? What is a ballot paper? Now all this we have done. Just flip the pages of your book and tell me what is a ballot paper. Tell me which page can we find this particular answer on. Ballot paper,
Ma'am, it was used to cast votes during elections
okay,
before the UM came.
right?
It has names of the candidates contesting elections and the party symbols.
Okay. So a ballot paper is a sheet of paper on which the names of the contesting candidates along with their party name and symbols are listed. This you will get on page number 46 in new books and 68 in old books. Page number 68 in old books and 46 in new books. See the first paragraph, third line. Got it?
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Now, what is an EVM? What is an EVM?
So, I used to record votes.
Okay, so electronic voting machine, that is also used to record votes, and whatever information we earlier used to had on a ballot paper, now we had it on the EVMs, and you simply have to press the button in front of the candidate to whom you want to give your vote to. Okay. Uh, what do you mean by voter turnout? What does voter turnout means?
Ma'am, percentage of the voters who actually casted their votes of the total voters.
Right. Okay. So, like for example, we'll say in a constituency, 100 eligible voters are there. All right. And only 55 go to really cast their votes. So, what would be the voter turnout? In that case, what would be the voter turnout?
Ma'am, 55.
55%. All right. Correct. What is a party ticket? What is a party ticket?
Ma'am, the nomination made by the party for a candidate, which, ma'am, who gets the party symbol and, ma'am, the party name.
Okay. All right. This you will get on which page? Page number 64 in old books and 42 in new books. See the first paragraph, fourth last line. Under the heading nomination of candidates, see the first paragraph, fourth last line. Political parties nominate the candidates who get the party symbol and support. Party's nomination is called as the party ticket. So mark that.
Ma'am,
Yes, beta.
ma'am, you have said you will explain universal adult franchise.
Okay. Universal adult franchise. Alright, what first tell me what do you understand by that?
No, ma'am, that vote, ma'am, sometimes the vote is denied to some sections.
Okay, alright, that.
Yes.
You know, now our law says that, according to that no one should be denied the right to vote. But, very in only very severe cases we have studied in the course of this chapter, that in very extreme cases it is denied. And then like if a person, we said that people of unsound mind. Now if a person is of unsound mind, then obviously person will not be able to think clearly. Will that person be in a condition? There are some people who are in that category, where they are not even able to, their motor coordination is not correct, and even their mind is also unsound. So in that condition, how can they go and cast their vote, poll their votes? Do you think, are you understanding that, Sad?
Yes, ma'am.
So in very extreme cases it is denied. Otherwise, even to know you, those who are in prison, even they can also cast their votes, but only very serious criminals only. They are sometimes not given the right to vote. Like it could be a person who has killed a lot many people. So otherwise, this right to vote is not denied to anyone. And that is why so many rights are given even in our constitution to the accused people also. The people who have been accused of doing crimes, even they are granted so many rights. We have rights for them also. But this voting right, otherwise it is given to all the people in the country. All right, because we follow universal adult franchise. What it says, that all people, all adult population 18 years and above, irrespective of any difference that they might have, they are allowed to vote. But only in extreme cases, some people of unsound mind and some hardcore criminals only they are not allowed to vote, and that also is done in the interest of the country, in the interest of the people only, that is being done. Okay.
Yes, ma'am.
All right. So, is your doubt clear now, Saad? Is it clear to you?
Yes, ma'am. Thank you, ma'am.
All right. Now, what do you think is booth capturing? Have you ever heard about booth capturing? Like in elections, booth is captured. Booth capturing. What do you think it means? Means this particular term, booth capturing, what comes to your mind when you listen to this word or when you read this? What comes to your mind? Yes, anyone in class?
And capturing of the booth.
Capturing of the booth. All right. And so basically how this is done, booth capturing, that so many times supporters of a particular candidate or a party, or they hire some people. So it could be hired musclemen, hired goons also. What they do, they gain physical control of a polling booth, and then they cast false votes. And now this they do by threatening everyone that you have to cast your vote to that particular party or that particular candidate only. Or many times it is also done by preventing the genuine voters from casting their votes, from reaching the booth only. Means you don't even allow the genuine people to come there. So at the very last moment, sometimes the polling booths, they are changed from one place to another, so the genuine voters, they won't be able to reach, and then false false votes, they can be cast. All right. Now, next question. Enumerate the limitations. Write down. Enumerate the limitations of Indian elections. Enumerate the limitations of Indian elections. Which page you will get this answer? Tell me. Enumerate the limitations.
Ma'am, please repeat the question.
Enumerate the limitations of Indian elections. Enumerate the limitations of Indian elections. Which page? Yes. Come on, students. Tell me, where will you find this answer?
Ma'am, page 51.
Page 51 in the new books, 73 in the old books. See on this particular page, 5 blue boxes are given there in front of points. Did you get it?
Yes, ma'am.
The rest
Yes,
of
ma'am.
you? Okay. Alright. So this will be your answer for this particular question. Alright, next. Explain the conditions. Explain the conditions. Explain the conditions that make an election democratic. Explain the conditions that make an election democratic. Okay. For this, you come to page number 36, 37 in new books, 58, 59 in old books. The first point is on page 36 in the new book, 58 in the old book. Did you get that? Under the heading what makes an election democratic? 5 points are given here. Yes?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay.
Yes, ma'am.
Alright. Next is what are the restrictions? Write down. What are the restrictions? What are the restrictions placed on? What are the restrictions placed on political parties? What are the restrictions placed on political parties during elections? What are the restrictions placed on political parties during elections? Okay. Now this you will get under the heading election campaign. Page number 45 new book, 67 old book. 55 new book, 67 old book. See here. According to our election law, no party or candidate can bribe or threaten voters. Got that?
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
And then the other 3 points under the model code of conduct, that also. So all together, use any place of worship for election propaganda and all this makes your answer. Then
Please repeat.
beta page number 45, sorry 45 in new book and 67 in old book. 45 in new book, 67 in old book. See the second line on this page. According to our election law, no party or candidate can bribe or threaten voters. 4 points are given here. Then in the next paragraph, you have the model code of conduct, and again after that you have 3 points. So all these 7 points. Got it?
Yes, ma'am.
If they specifically ask you about the model code of conduct, then you write only those 3. But if they are asking you like this, okay, then you have to write all, mention all. Okay, copy the next one. Give reasons why the system of reserved constituencies, give reasons why the system of reserved constituencies was introduced by the constitution makers in India. Give reasons why the system of reserved constituencies was introduced by the constitution makers in India. So this you will get on the page. You have reserved constituencies. Page number 40 new books, 62 old books. And from the third line last word. Turn to page number 62 in old books, 14 new books. Under the heading reserved constituencies. Third line last word. The constitution makers, however, the constitution makers were worried that in an open electoral competition. Got that?
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
Alright, so this whole paragraph and the first 4 lines of the next one also. So the makers of a constitution thought of a special system of reserved constituencies for weaker sections. That is just as a statement, but basically this first paragraph, this is your answer. Okay, then demerits of electoral competition. Demerits of electoral competition. What are the demerits or negative effects? What are the demerits or negative effects of electoral competition? Answer is the same. Only it can be asked as demerits also or as negative effects. Now this you will get on page number, this I have already told you when we were doing the chapter, page number 59 in old books, 37 in new books. 37 in new, 59 in old. See under the heading, is it good to have political competition? Got that? Yes? Alright. Page number 59, old books, 37 new books. Under the heading, is it good to have political competition? Come to the second paragraph. From the second line, an electoral competition has many demerits. Got it?
Yes, ma'am.
Alright, this whole paragraph. Till they do not like the idea of being dragged into unhealthy competition. This whole thing is your answer. Okay, mark one more.
Ma'am, please repeat the question.
Question is, what are the demerits or negative effects of electoral competition? Demerits or negative effects of electoral competition.
Ma'am, please repeat the answer also.
Page number 59, old book, 37 new book. Under the heading, is it good to have political competition? Second paragraph, second line onwards. From the second line till the end of the paragraph. Got it?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, now mark one question answer. Both are given there on page number 42. 42 in new books, 64 in old books. 42 in new books, 64 in old books. See, there's a yellow box given in the second column.
Yes, ma'am.
Why there is no educational qualification required, right?
Yes, ma'am.
And the last one means for today, the last one. What are the main functions of the Election Commission of India? Main functions of Election Commission of India. This you will get.
Please repeat the question.
What are the main functions of the Election Commission of India? Main functions of the Election Commission of India. And this answer.
Commission of India.
Yes, Election Commission of India. And this answer you will get on page 69 in the old books and 47 in the new books. See on the second column, 4 boxes are given, blue boxes. Got that?
Yes, ma'am.
Alright, that would be your answer. So for today, this would be all.
Unfair.
Beta, page number 69 old books, 47 new books. See the second column? Election Commission and the paragraph before that. Very few election commissions in the world have such wide-ranging powers as the Election Commission of India. Election Commission takes decision on every aspect of conduct and control. Those 4 points, 4 blue boxes are given.
Yes, ma'am.
Alright, so that would be answer. Okay, so that would be all for today.